What is the motivation to get a graduate degree, especially after one is established at their job, already has a healthy relationship with their family? Pursuing a graduate degree immediately after finishing a college degree is one thing, when the habits of academia are already established and fresh. But after many years removed from academia, one is often questioned about the motivation to return to schooling. In the article, Europeans Work to Live and Americans Live to Work, the author conveys that humans are happier when they have an aspiration to achieve. Once they achieve it, more aspirations tend to follow. Teaching is extremely rigid. A teacher either teaches the same material over and over or is constantly thrown new material to teach. In both cases, the only motivation is to finish the term, hoping for something better. To change this, an intrinsic motivation needs to happen. One must look inside and determine this cycle is unsustainable. Often, this is pursuing other aspirations. The American College of Education video talks about establishing a self motivated mindset to achieve one's goals. The video continues to establish the idea that identified regulation is intrinsic motivation, but with the self determination that one wants to succeed to harness this intrinsic motivation to pursue additional endeavors or aspirations is the next hurdle. The video continues to say that extrinsic motivation works for people for keeping them focused on a goal. Achievement of measurable goals, including salary increases, help with the motivation to continue. Many schools offer significant salary increases for obtaining both a master's degree as well as a doctorate. While money should not be a motivator, it is helpful for reaching other aspirations. The long term motivation needs to be intrinsic. Extrinsic motivation is good for a short term, but ultimately, an individual needs to identify what the goal is. Constantly producing without a goal may seem satisfying at first, but later it becomes a demotivator. This is when motivation starts to wane. Once one cannot identify the intrinsic motivation, goals and aspirations need to be reset. To sustain one's motivation, a mindset needs to be identified. Koons and Posner talk about a growth mindset, where an individual believes that learning makes you a better leader and one who can achieve goals. Essentially, a growth mindset is the intrinsic motivation individuals use to continue. Trying new hobbies or asking a boss for a new challenge are those positive extrinsic ideals that keep an individual motivated. In schools, teachers volunteer to create new courses. Sometimes this is out of necessity, such as an AP course that is being presented, but many times it is out of an intrinsic motivation to better themselves. Every 5 years, it seems that I need a new challenge. Since starting in my position, I've created two new courses. Teaching is the same schedule for the next 20 years was a daunting task. After these courses were established, my motivation to continue was reinvigorated.